¿Qué onda, gente? Vamos a empezar con la segunda parte de Stanley Parable. Pues este juego, que es un mod de Half-Life, como lo dije en la transmisión anterior. Pues vamos a empezarle, ¿no? Hemos tenido mucha actividad esta semana, de hecho. Muchos gameplays. Después de este, a las 8 yo creo, vamos a empezar con un podcast especial de PlayStation 5 por todo lo que pasó. Empieza, vamos a dejarlo por lo que no lo vieron la vez pasada.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Vamos a empezar entonces. La vez pasada le dimos la vuelta bien y como unos 3 finales. Vamos a ver. Nos salió lo de la línea.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Les digo que la vez anterior nos puso la línea para ver, para que la siguiéramos y no saliéramos con más pendejadas, que le siguiéramos el rollo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
La vez pasada le hicimos caso a la primera. Okay, pues, ahora le vamos a hacer... Perdón que me paré, pero estaba checando los comentarios. Ahora nos vamos a ir directo.
Yes. Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
La vez pasada nos fuimos por la puerta de la izquierda, nos fuimos derecho, que fue cuando llegamos como a una azotea donde de ahí ya no se quería ir el narrador, ¿no? Que todo era felicidad, que no sé qué. Y también bajamos por el ascensor ese. Hoy no, ya nos fuimos por aquí también. Dice Cristian, parece que me está narrando un documental de los primeros Animal Planet. Pues sí, está bien chingona la voz del narrador, la neta. Le doy prender al control mental. Arre, vamos a hacer eso. Te va a seguir el rollo.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Dice, Stanley estaba tan apresurado que ni siquiera estaba esperando a que hablara el narrador. Vamos a ponerle una música New Age relajante para que se calme. Úrsula.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Así es la portada. Ese cuadro en medio. Bueno, ya se calmó el narrador. Te estamos haciendo caso, Cristian. Por cierto, suscríbanse, raza. Vamos a llegar ya casi a los 100.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Les digo que suscríbanse, lléguenle, estamos subiendo mucho contenido. Todos los días prácticamente hay gameplays. Estamos jugando The Last of Us, está jugando Link. El Rulo está jugando Detroit Become Human. Ahí si quieren ver cómo casi le da un infarto al pinche Rulo. Bueno, y a Link también, de hecho. Todos. Ayer el Mario se dio un muy buen tiro en Undertale. No lo quería dejar al gameplay, de hecho. Estaba muy entretenido. Suscríbanse, raza. Y va a haber más contenido todavía. Como les digo, después de aquí vamos a hacer un especial para ver todo lo que pasó con el evento de PlayStation 5. Todos los juegos que salieron, si estuvo bien, si estuvo mal, pues vamos a ver qué show. Cristian, te estoy haciendo caso, vamos a hacer lo que tú me dijiste.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Después de nos vamos a ir para acá, porque aquí pues Escape, no mames, pues algo bueno de ver ahí. Pero vamos a hacer primero lo otro. Vamos a prender el botón de encenderle, vamos a ver.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Gracias, salud. Estoy tomando, por si no sabían. No. Aguántenme tantito. Déjenme nomás hacer una cosa rápido. Espérenme tantitito. Listo. Pues sí, si tienen chance, suscríbanse, raza. Van a sacar curas de perdido.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ya habíamos comentado la otra vez, esta madre parece dijo el Mario, la sala del arquitecto de Matrix.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Pero sí, la neta, el gran personaje protagonista.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Aquí hay unas ondas, están estos botones que llevan secuencias. Hay 5 botones con número. Está el 5. Luego aquí está raro. No sé si algo pasa en este pedazo. Está el 5. Aquí está el 3. El 2, el 1. Ahí arriba está el 4. No sé qué pedo. Igual ahorita no sé. Tratamos de aplastarlos. Aquí está el momento de la verdad.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
En 2 minutos va a explotar.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
Me dio tiempo de más, ok. Vamos a prestar el 5, a ver qué pasa.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
¿Y si lo apago?
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Hola, bien.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button.
Ya no se puede.
Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have
Saludos a
any
mi esposa
idea what your
Alejandra,
purpose in this
poniendo
place
manita de rockera. Mientras este güey me quiere matar, se está riendo de mí.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action.
52 segundos.
It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
¿Qué pasa? Goodbye, employee 427.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately?
Ay, ahí se apaga, ¿no?
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
No,
or
madre.
don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the
¿Cómo
journey.
llego para allá?
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Tómala. Pues eso pasó, Cristian. Explotó y valió madre. Y ahora.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A ver.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vámonos.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Vámonos derecho.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Me lo pides por ella. ¿Quién es ella ahora?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Me está esperando. Tengo esposa ahora. O sea, sí, pues, pero Stanley me refiero.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
A ver.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Qué peor con el vato.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Vete a la chingada. Okay, okay. Oh.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, creepy. Pues sí, a huevo. 4:27.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay, 8.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Sigo haciendo lo que tú me dices.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Okay. ¿Qué? 0. No, oh.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Puta madre.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Hey, el del bebé no lo he visto.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Ok. Sin darme cuenta, ya estoy en la oficina otra vez.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Vete a la verga, así lo voy a aplastar.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Me vale madre.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Ok. Pues qué caray. Bueno. ¿Qué otro final puede haber? A ver.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, cabrón. Es diferente, ¿verdad?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ya no quedan más, ¿verdad? A ver, por aquí.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
Nosotros no nos quedamos lo suficiente
Stanley
aquí.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Solo voy a cerrar la puerta.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
No hay razón para estar aquí, simplemente es un closet, dice el vato.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Que no hay literalmente nada con que interactuar aquí. De plano, no me puedo poner a barrer.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Pues ya perdí, ya te confundí.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Hasta aquí nos quedamos la otra vez. No me quedé más. Vamos a ver. Si me quedo más, ¿qué hace?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Ok.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Ok, que soy adicto a las drogas y a las putas y que soy muy drogadicto. Y estúpido.
You're dead. You got to this
Estoy muerto.
explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer. making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Ok, ya, lo quebré al vato. Dijo, me debe haber muerto, es la única explicación. Que alguien venga, quite el cadáver y se ponga a jugar. Ok, ya.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Dice que soy un segundo jugador, que la otra persona pues ya murió antes de mí.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ya bajamos, ¿verdad? No recuerdo qué hay abajo. Es lo del sueño. Tal vez. Arriba hay como... Solo me he ido con el jefe. Vamos a ver qué hay para acá. Baño. Ok. Un espejo que no se ve. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for the breakfast, money cries. No, money cries. No sé cómo se diga. Ok. Y para acá, ¿qué hay? Oh, se puede abrir también. Ok. Peta, ¿qué pedo con esto? Andas en Animal Crossing, andas cagándola. Aquí hay más para ti. Ok, nice. A ver a dónde me lleva esto. Claro, música de elevador. Stanley. No me he ido por la puerta de escape. Es lo que voy a hacer. Creo que queda esa. Y cuando me fui por... no me fui, güey. Lo que hice fue irme por arriba. Por el cargo. Y llegué a una sala donde estaba sonando un teléfono que me estaba esperando mi esposa. Y era un maniquí y el narrador jugó conmigo. Me voy a ir para allá. Me voy a ir por el pasillo ese que dice Skype. Hoy estoy en un elevador con música elevador, tarareando al parecer la música. Dice Stanley. Y al parecer no me hicieron pendejo porque sigo en el mismo piso. Qué desilusión.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Ok, ya no quiere nada este vato tampoco. No me dejó ni siquiera aplastar los pinches números. Vámonos al pasillo que dice escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Pero quedamos que aquí entonces, ¿no? Arre, pues, mire por aquí, Cristian. Gracias. Salud. Qué bonito sonido. Vámonos por aquí.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Ok, me espero una violenta muerte al final del pasillo. ¿Me regreso entonces? Nomás me voy a regresar para ver qué dice este vato.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Sí, mejor no y...
Nope, still on board with death.
Stanley tiene mucho por lo que vivir, dice. En fin, sigamos. Porque dice, no, sigue a bordo para la muerte.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
La puerta de atrás todavía está abierta. Stanley todavía puede dar la vuelta y
At this
regresarse.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Estoy consciente de que esto va a ser mi muerte. Sí, supongo. Si me regresara, ¿qué haría? ¿Me regreso? Ya es mucho. Chingue su madre. Esto es mi muerte, seguro. Pues vamos a ver.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Fuck.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Perdón. No.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Me salvó. Ella. No sé quién sea, pero me salvó. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would
Mario.
restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Puede ser. Stanley está muerto desde el momento que empieza. De plano. Esto es como un plano de... Y aquí es donde empieza la disyuntiva inicial. Ok. Es como un museo a Stanley Parable, esta madre. Todos los cuadros que están en el Lounge Room, que tanto me gusta según el narrador. Sí, güey, parece que está muerto desde el principio. Siempre estuvo muerto. Solitario, ¿se puede jugar solitario? No. Estos tipos de... Oh, salió otra cosa. Ah, apago uno y se enciende otro. Son esos tipos de pantallas que aparecen. Aquí están los botones. Tienen diferentes sonidos. Oh, sí es cierto. Oh. 001, 02. Los créditos, mamón. O sea que este es uno de los finales. Qué poquitas personas lo hicieron. El reloj. The employee lounge. Que es donde estoy, en esa madre. Bueno, pero, oye, pero es diferente aquí. No se veía así. Even Writing es la voz del narrador. Ok. Voces que se usaron en uno de los finales. Nice. Diría el buen Mario Quiroz. Al final el convencional, donde eres libre. Freedom ending. Pero se fijan como que es diferente, como que esto es de un momento donde todavía no estaba terminado el juego, creo. Ahorita voy para allá. Esas fotos no son del final, creo yo. No sé cómo llegar al final del bebé. ¿Alguien sabe? Ay, no puedo entrar. Es que entre el world es... Who's playing Stanley Parable, ¿qué? One John. Ok, estoy perdiendo mucho tiempo aquí. Sí, la puerta de escape me llevó a este museo. ¿Qué andas haciendo, Cristian? Pues andas valiendo madre, loco. ¿Qué es esto? Lo siento, es que estoy tomando. Trailers. We're on for trailers. Mi hija anda con todo aquí. Ah, mira, un trailer. ¿De qué? Ok, es el trailer del juego. No había visto esto. Oh, Unreal Engine 5 y la verga. Cualquier parecido con la realidad es mera coincidencia. Oh, wow. Sombras proyectadas. Eso sí está bien Half-Life. En el 2012 fue la primera vez. Dice, este es el primero, lanzado en mayo de 2012. Ok, el narrador informaba que iba a haber una nueva versión de Stanley Parable. Ok. Lo siento, Cristian, que me dejaban con todo y no te dejé ver a gusto. Pero sí, aquí estamos. A esto nos llevaba esa madre.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Pues es que no me puedo quedar ahí para toda la vida, señora. Lo siento.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do,
me salgo para no morirme.
Time choose for you. Don't let time.
Gato, sí me mató. Al parecer de forma bastante brutal. Dice el Mario si ve en internet para ayudarme a llegar al bebé. Sí, ayúdame, güey. Vamos a intentar llegar al bebé. ¿Qué pedo? Me morí, ajá. Y no vuelve a empezar solo. O sea, es final porque se acabó el loop infinito. Ok, begin the game. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A ver, vamos a hacer el final del bebé. Me dice Mario que en las dos puertas del principio me vaya a la derecha. Sigues derecho hasta el almacén. Nel, ese no es el final. ¿Cómo, Mario? Pues... ah, no, el Christian dijo, Nel, ese no es el final. ¡Ey! ¿Qué pedo? Aquí, a la derecha.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sigo derecho hasta el almacén.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Subo a la plataforma aquí y luego, ¿qué hago? Aquí estoy en el almacén, ¿no? Subo a la plataforma y luego... Ya lo hice eso. Y me lleva al final así súper Que hay luces arriba en la, como en la azotea.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Ajá, al cuarto de los cuartos donde se aferra que entre por la roja. Sí, sí me suena. Tres veces, no puedo tres veces, güey. Porque a la segunda me la quita.
Carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ay. Una.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Y ya no hay.
We're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ya no hay, güey. ¿Cómo vergas? Es invisible. Tuk. Tuk. Ah, acá atrás está. Wow. A lo mejor por aquí. Pero es de donde vengo, ¿no?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Chingón. Wow.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Ah, por estar leyendo el chat no leí. A ver, no sé, uno.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Ah, perdón, vamos a ponerle el más alto. Ay, ahora al otro lado.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
5. Está bien chingón.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your
No creo que 4 horas tenga. Uy. Tenemos podcast del PlayStation 5. Si llega y soy mala persona por querer que llegue a la lumbre, lo dejo. Lo siento, se va a quemar el niño.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
A la bestia, no mames, que curaste esta madre. ¡Eh! ¡Minecraft!
Well, Stanley,
no.
Better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me,
no mames.
will it ever be enough?
¿Qué más hizo?
I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
No mames. Pero no me deja hacer nada.
This will go here. No, here. And then...
¡Qué chingón, no mames!
See, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley.
¡Qué chingón!
Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Gracias.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Bestia, le hablas a la persona equivocada. La neta me caga Minecraft. Qué curado, no mames. A la verga, no mames. ¿Qué pasaba de ver? ¿Qué pedo? No mames. Es neta. Qué curado. No tengo idea de Minecraft de nada, pero no mames. O sea...
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Ya sé, no mames. Esto, bueno, qué pedo. No lo había visto. Pinche. Le está echando machín o algo así. Hace una espada. No puedo hacer nada, güey. No me da con ningún botón. Solo puedo caminar en este juego, güey. Y aplastar. Hacer clics.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Okay.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Estoy encerrado nomás. Es todo lo que tengo que hacer. ¿Qué pedo? Ah, podía salir. Qué pendejo. Esta madre es como la de Portal. No mames, güey. Pinche juego pasa. Tiene sentido, pues, porque es sacado de un mod de Half-Life, ¿no? No mames, güey.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Nunca he jugado Portal, Mario. Supongo que esto lo tengo que poner aquí. Ese sarcasmo, pinche narrador.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have...
¿Qué pedo? Estoy en Half-Life ahora. ¿Qué pedo? No mames. Tira el pastel. Too late, compa. ¿Qué pasa aquí? No mames. No veo ni madre. No veo ni mergas. ¿Y ahora? Una luz. Una luz en el camino. Ah, no, una piedra, ¿verdad? 427. Es mi número de empleado. Ajá. ¿Y? Bueno, narrador, me rindo. Ayúdame.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Okay.
I can wait.
Okay. ¿Sí? Bestia, qué macizo está este pinche juego, no mames.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Esto cambió. ¿No decía esto al principio?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Me voy a ir para acá y voy a hacer...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Y voy a hacer el que creo que es el final.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay. Ya,
This is
ya
it,
vimos todo
Stanley.
esto.
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Parece como empieza el de PT, el pinche juego que a todos nos duele, que nunca existió, de Hideo Kojima y el grandísimo Guillermo del Toro. Pero aquí lo que ya lo contesté y me salió lo de la esposa y todo eso y se burló de mí este pendejo. Voy a desconectarlo y eso lo va a sacar de onda.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Así.
You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double
Pues
check.
es que pusiste ahí, güey. Sí se puede.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Soy una persona real.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
No mames, qué chingón.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Hola.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
O sea, para que no me tire ahora.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Güey, pero sería gracioso caerme y así, contradecirte. Se me hace bien cabrón cómo me hace pelear con el narrador. O sea, está bien chingón esa madre. Este juego, la neta, está bien chingón. Bueno, a mi parecer. Back on track.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No lo puedo evitar, la neta. Le voy a cagar las bolas y me voy a ir a la derecha.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Creo que el juego sabía que iba a hacer eso.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story! You've destroyed my work! Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Perdón, la neta. Solo quería saber qué era lo que pasaba si no te hacía caso. Verga, sí se destruyó todo.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
Perdón.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Verga. Me quiero ir a la derecha, la neta. Es que me encanta romper las bolas, perdón. Creo que es el chiste del juego.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Cristian dice que a la derecha, otra vez chingue su madre. Lo estoy rompiendo este vato, pero no me importa. Es el chiste.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Siempre a la derecha. Ok.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Si vuelve a pasar lo mismo, ya me voy a ir a la izquierda. A ver qué pasa.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Creo que ya entro en un ciclo esto, en un loop. Ya lo quebré, creo. Me voy a ir a la izquierda ahora. ¿Qué piensas, Cristian? ¿A la izquierda está bien? Voy a esperar hasta que contestes. Sí, está diciendo lo mismo, pues, que por ahí no era. Una última a la derecha. Y luego ya a la izquierda si es que dice lo mismo.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Ya a la izquierda ya.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vámonos a la izquierda.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
Pobrecito,
there.
vamos a hacerle caso. Vamos a la... Guacha,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
ya no me
office.
deja irme para abajo. O sea, ya el vato dijo, vete a la verga ya. No vas a hacer lo que tú quieras. Abre esta. No. Ya no dice bathroom. No se puede abrir. Ya es, vete a la verga, vas a hacer lo que yo diga. Nada se puede abrir ya. Ey, ¿eso es diferente?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
O sea, pero ni... No me puede escuchar, pues. No puedo hablar, güey. No mames. ¿Qué quieres que haga? No lo puedo hacer. Todo esto es muy diferente.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Tengo que decir el código Night Shark 115. Pero no tengo ni micrófono, viejo.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
No
step.
puedo hablar, loco. No me escuchas. Lo siento.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Sorry.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Qué pedo? Me sacó.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
El fin, ahí está.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything
Le dimos la
okay?
vuelta, viejos.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You can't be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. It's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
¿Qué les pareció, raza? Pinche juego a la bestia, no mames. Sí me podía mover libremente. Solo en el cuadro donde hay luz, no en la oscuridad. Pues bueno, yo creo que ya damos por terminado este gameplay. Ya llegamos al final, ya salieron los créditos. Madres. Está bien diferente este juego a lo que había jugado, a lo que... Sí, 11 de 10 totalmente, Mario. Está bien chingón, la neta. ¿Ya quieres jugar Minecraft? Te puedo contactar ahí con mi hijo para que te meta en su grupo, güey. No, pues qué chingón. La neta, juegazo. Macizo. Espero que les haya gustado. Espero que pues lo hayan conocido. Es un juego que igual no se conoce tanto. Por ser tan diferente, supongo. Es un juego que al principio dices, no tiene nada de especial, solo sigues las órdenes. Pero el verdadero chiste de este juego es cuando no sigues las órdenes. No sé, es un juego muy experimental, pero para mí es como dice el Mario, un 11 de 10. Pues espero que les haya gustado. Suscríbanse si no lo han hecho al canal. Ahorita más al rato, yo creo como a las 8 hora del Pacífico.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Ok, volvió a hablar nuestro compa narrador. Bueno, síganos en todas nuestras redes sociales, en nuestra fanpage, en nuestro Twitter, en nuestro Instagram. Chequen todos los videos que estamos haciendo. Al ratito los esperamos en el podcast especial de PlayStation 5. Mañana hay podcast full cuarentena, siempre, como siempre. hasta la fecha, hasta que se pueda. Esperamos ya después hacerlo en la Baticueva. Pues espero que les haya gustado. Y pues esto fue todo, viejos. Ya saben, suscríbanse, por favor. Hasta luego. Yo fui Hugo.